You probably know sesame seed, popularly known as Beniseed, as a nutritious snack. Growing up, I used to enjoy it roasted with some groundnuts. These days, the one where it is made into bars, candy bars with sugar, is a lot more common. But do you know also that this can be a healthy replacement for egusi, aka melon soup? Let me show you how it's done. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you joined us here newly, you are welcome. I hope to give you the value and quality of content that you hoped to get when you subscribed to my channel. And if you're watching this video and you're not yet subscribed, if this video is what brings you here, you're also welcome. I do hope that you find it worth your while and you make the decision to stay. If you do, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join the family. Beniseed soup is not only a healthy replacement for egusi, it is also a very simple soup to make. But first of all, you want to make sure that you get all the dirt and stones out, and you can only do so much by picking on a tray. You definitely want to make sure that you go on and wash it. That way you get most of the debris out, because as you pour water in it, most of the dirt floats to the top, and at the end of it, after a couple washes, is all the sand or even more, depending on how dirty the Beniseed was when you bought it, that you will get. After that, you want to go on to dry it because you're going to be grinding it. To increase or step up the flavor of your soup, you might want to try toasting your Beniseed. Because I filmed this video when I went back home for the holidays, we are using a grinding stone, which is a traditional thing to use in Benue State for making this soup, but you can absolutely use a blender. You can blend it dry or wet, whichever way that you prefer. So like most other native soups in Nigeria, you also need okpehe and locust beans, and we're going to put in some crayfish. It's going to give it a lot of flavor, especially because Beniseed itself is not as sweet as egusi. In fact, it has a bitter aftertaste. Then here's some onions, some shombo, some atarodo, ginger, garlic, and uziza seeds. So now onto making the soup proper. We're putting some palm oil and we put some onions, and just for the onions to saute, and then we turned all of that we ground. I didn't get that clip, but it's basically the Beniseed, the pepper, the everything that you saw us grind just earlier. Now we're just mixing that properly to combine in the pot, and then we're going to add some water to loosen this up. We're going to be using hot water just to speed up the process. You really do not have to. I want to mention that this soup thickens very easily, so it is very unlikely that it will turn out light. At the same time, also just use as much water as you're sure of. You can still add more water if it turns out too thick. So now that we've stirred that up to combine with the water properly, we're seasoning with just salt and seasoning cubes. And by the time that sat in, we saw that the soup was too thick, and so we had to put in more water, just like I told you. And this is what the consistency is looking like right now, and this is just right. I'm going to cover the pot just for about 5 minutes or until the soup starts to boil, and then in goes our protein. This is the best protein to use for this soup, by the way, but you can definitely add other things like beef or any kind of meat that you want. I'm going to cover this up again for another 5 minutes or until it boils vigorously, and then we put in our vegetables. We're using ugu for this, and in 1 or 2 minutes our soup is ready. I told you it was a very quick and easy soup to make. If you love egusi soup but you are looking for a healthier alternative for it, this is something you definitely want to try out. This soup is packed with a lot of nutrients. Beniseed is rich in protein, in calcium, which is good for your bones, in vitamins. It is good for your heart. It lowers blood pressure, and also packed with antioxidants. So this is something you definitely want to try out. You can pair this soup with akpu, which is definitely my favorite, pounded yam with some semo. This is corn and cassava flour, and you absolutely enjoy it, I promise you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment, any questions, whatever you want me to answer or say to me. I'd love to read your comments. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in another one. Bye.